on today's episode. I know how much those drive you to drink, so I thought I'd give you an opportunity to load up before we start the show.
It's not gonna be a problem.
All right. We're good. Welcome back, everybody, to the finale of this year, 2020, the year the world went on fire.
Totally unrelated.
The year the world went on fire and gaming just got progressively dumber. Episode 100 of the Caffeinated Bantercast. Somehow I haven't lost my two companions, Jennifer and Cold Death, here in the flesh. Oh, goodness.
Yes.
This is going to be a fantastic episode. Jennifer is a mess. Your hair is just...
It's just...
all over the place.
How do you manage that? Like, I can't possibly fathom not being bald. Honestly, like, not being bald would just be a mess for me. I don't know how you do it. You're incredible.
It works.
It works. It works. That's all that matters. All right. So, a little bit about what I've been up to this week. Very little, actually. Very, very little. I built a PC this week, and that was I've never built inside of an ITX case before.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've never built inside of an ITX case before, woo, you gotta really plan ahead, because I put the case fan in, right? And I'm like, all right, time to drop the video card in. And then I realized you can't get the video card in with the case fan in. And I had already screwed the case fan onto the inside of the frame of the case. So I then had to pull that out, along with the power supply that I had already mounted. I had to pull that out too, just so I could get the video card to fit. And then I had to finagle everything else in there along with cables. Thankfully, I went with a modular, because otherwise this mess of a system would never work. It would be a mess. But I did it. It's done. It's over there. It works. It hasn't blown up yet, which is...
That's a plus.
It booted the first time, CD. As someone who's built PCs, when you build a system and it posts the very first time, that is...
Definitely good.
Oh my god, I've never had that happen before. It never posts the first time, not once. But I did it. Other than that, I've been playing Persona 4. That's been a thing. I've been dumping time into Persona 4 for the first time in like 10 years since I originally bought the game back in like 2010. Played it for like 2 hours and was like, nah, not my jam. Put it back on the shelf and never touched it again.
Seriously? Oh, do you?
Oh yeah,
But
I bought
I
it back
gotta
in
say-
like 2010. Never picked it up again.
4 is a slow one in the beginning.
Is it? I thought
Really?
5 was pretty slow, honestly. 5. I think they all take a while to pick up though. Like every
Yeah,
single
yeah.
one of them.
Yeah, but I gotta say 4 especially felt a little bit more tired from the
Yeah,
beginning.
I'm like 4 hours in and the game hasn't even let me open up my menu yet.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing. Mhm.
The game won't even let
I'll
me open
introduce
my
the
menu.
story, the characters, everything.
Yeah, the game hasn't even let me open my menu, so I'm clearly not far enough for the game to let me actually do anything yet, which is fantastic. So I'll probably continue dumping time into that until the game finally lets me, like, do something. And then I can actually talk about the game. But for right now, the game is like, no, sir.
Not
We're
yet.
in control. Let us handle this. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. So,
You're not ready.
yeah, I'm not ready yet. I've also, I saw you playing, was it Trails of the Sky CD? Because I've been working on Trails of Cold Steel. The later end of the, what's the franchise called? Trails franchise. Because Trails of the Sky is like in the middle of the timeline, and then there's Trails of something, I forget what the other one is called. It's at the beginning of the
There's a
timeline.
lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of games in this convoluted timeline. And apparently they all take place over this, I think all the games, if you look at them in a timeline perspective, it's only over like a year. Like within the games themselves, like the amount of time from like the very first Trails game to the current one is only like a year and some change of actual in-universe time that has progressed.
So I guess you're essentially playing it real time, I suppose.
Yeah.
I
But
guess.
playing through them will probably take about a year.
Yeah, if you just play nonstop. Which, CD, you have plenty of time. You have the next month or so to catch up on all these games. I know you can do it, CD. I believe in you.
Right.
So I think I'm going to say it's going to be Jennifer.
Okay.
I'm going to let CD be the last one up to bat. So
Yeah.
you're in the middle. So you can't
Okay.
disappoint.
Alrighty. Well, since we are actually doing this with, some sort of visuals this time, I could simply put this in front of you. Focusing.
Yes. Seems kind of familiar.
Yeah. So, yeah, I continued to play PO Fiore a little bit more. And now I can actually point to the bastards that I already cleared. That one, sick motherfucker. That one, twisted as fuck as well. And I'm currently on his route. Yeah, unfortunately a little bit mediocre. But he's one of the poster boys. Because when you are, and I really appreciate it, if you open it, you have a cool,
That's neat.
a cool inlay here. Unfortunately, there's stuff written here which is in French. Of course.
Only in French.
Only
Okay.
in French, yeah, and because on the back it's in English. So probably.
That makes even less sense now.
That's an interesting mix.
Yeah, I bought it off of PlayAsia, but I gotta say I do enjoy Dante, which is just one as a character, quite much, and that's why I do like his route, but I think they didn't do him justice because it could be a little bit more. I'm into chapter 8, and normally what I do with PO Fiore is that I went in blind with the first route, which was always Nicola's route, I think. And I got some sort of the baddest ending there was. Maybe the one that was maybe the one that was slightly above it, because there's a tragic end and there's a bad end, a neutral, a good, and the best ending with every characters you have here. I'm not really sure if you were able to play with that kind of guy, because he's on the cover, but he isn't there as a character yet. You only have them here. But yeah, I'm going to do him next, because can you see him? Yeah.
Yes, the one in the hoodie.
Yeah,
Or
the one in the
something like that.
hoodie. Yeah, exactly. And then him last, because that's the recommended route. You start with him, then him, because he's a crazy motherfucker, and I'm glad I'm done with him. No spoilers. Then him, and then him, and then him, because it makes at least the guide said it online, a little bit more sense to it in that kind of order. And normally what I did, picking up what I was originally going to say, is that I'm going in blind, just doing it a little bit without a guide, and then after that, to get everything, I'm playing with the guide. So yeah, first here I didn't do so well, but it's okay, it's the Mafia. I'm kind of relieved I didn't do too well, I guess. So yeah.
Going in blind, No, refraining from a comment there.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. Don't worry.
Alright.
That's on the list.
Oh,
Don't
good.
you worry about it. Oh, you're gonna hear all about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The second one that I picked up again this week is called Realize. I'm not really sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Can kind of see yourself in, but that's okay. I'm a little bit more into this franchise, as I said the last time, I guess. And I did it with Code Realize the same that I did with Pio Fiore. I went in kind of not expecting a lot, and it's a little bit different here because you can have everyone except this gentleman here on the bottom in your first try. So what I actually did is I got the route that they recommended, Saint-Germain, at the very beginning. And I think, what did I do? I think I unlocked the neutral ending, something like that. And after that, I'm going for him. He's the recommended one that they said that I should do first. I think it's him, then him, and then him. And he's unlocked after you get everyone of the bunch here. But yeah, he's my favorite so far. But he has I think the most boring kind of route that you have there. But yeah, I can't really judge for sure because the one that I unlocked first with Saint-Germain is the most crazy one, and nothing can top that. It was a cool ride, but it was kind of okay. Wow.
What did I sign up for? Okay, cool.
Yeah, and
that was worth my money. That was
So that's where we go.
Yeah, I gotta say it was really interesting in something else, but I was just like, "Whoa! Stop! I can't process this."
It's like, oh, we're going down that road. Okay.
And then we take another turn and another turn, and it's just like.
The ride never ends.
It reminds me very acutely of a moment in Yakuza where you go from trying to find a job to working at a massage parlor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a turn I was not expecting. This game goes from like 0 to 127 very quickly. And and I'm just like, wait, so I gotta work where? Oh, massage parlor. Oh, okay. There's
Welcome to the Honeybee Inn.
Yeah, there's a group called Bleach, Tokyo Bleach, and their goal is to bleach all the gray areas of Tokyo white. Metaphorically speaking, because there's a lot of gray areas legally, and they want to bleach all of them and make them clean without all the grossness that comes with like prostitution. Yeah, that's cool. Never thought I would be in this sort of a storyline, but then I remember how Kasuga was raised, and I'm like, okay, yeah, right. Yeah, I see where we're going. I'm gonna let you play this out, game. I'm not gonna get mad at you. I'm gonna let you play this out. And I'll decide later. And then I finished that storyline, and I was like, okay, all right, that's what we're doing. Jennifer, have I told you the story about the baby summon in Yakuza? I haven't told you the story. Have I told you the story?
You posted a picture totally randomly, and people were dressed as children or babies.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna spoil this. This is worth it. This story alone is worth it. So you're walking down the road, and you see a dude getting harassed by a Yakuza thug over some baby formula. So you intervene and you beat the thug up. Now, you hear a baby cry from the building you're standing right next to, so you all decide, oh, hey, there might be a child being born in there. We might need to bring them some baby formula. So you go across town and get some hot water from a local convenience store or a local restaurant. You come back, go inside the building, and you see a bunch of grown-ass men in diapers being fed baby formula by a chick. And they like pay for this too. This is like a paid service. Like
of course.
They pay for this.
Of course.
So of course you realize you made a mistake and you're like, hey, sorry about that, fellas. We'll just leave now. And then you have to fight the men in baby outfits because of the fuck course
They
you
are not
have
It's Yakuza.
of course you have to. So after I have successfully beaten the living daylights out of a bunch of dudes in baby outfits, there's a rather endearing moment between the characters, and then you all have a rousing drink of baby formula together.
Mhm.
It's a Yakuza.
Yeah, that's the quest.
Awesome.
That's the quest. Welcome to Yakuza, everybody. It's your turn, CD. Have fun. Have fun
Well-
following that one up.
Mhm.
I promise you're not going to be able to.
I'm not going to be able to top that in terms of absurdity, I think. For me, it's been another week of trying out new games mostly. The first one is a pretty normal one. The first Lego Indiana Jones game, which has been actually on sale recently,
Oh.
which doesn't happen very often apparently with the Indiana Jones games.
Really?
The rights issues or something.
I would have sworn
Apparently.
after Indiana Jones 4 the games would be super cheap all the time. I was pretty sure that movie tanked the value of the franchise, but I guess I was wrong.
I suppose, but maybe that's why they don't go on sale, because they want to make back every buck they can.
That's possible.
That's a pretty standard Lego game so far. I have been running away from a boulder, obviously. That's one of the first things you do.
Of course.
Then,
Of course.
yeah, after that game, I had a look into Death End Request, which is a pretty interesting one. The scenario's kind of meta. You are in a game,
Okay.
literally, because what you play in is an abandoned, well, MMO prototype or alpha version, something like that,
Mm-hmm.
which, due to being buggy, was abandoned. But one of your co-developers also kind of vanished when the game was cancelled. And you, well, kind of find out she's still in the game, and the game is still running.
Whoops.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
Yeah.
whoops.
That part is
Oh, dear.
kind of reminiscent of .hack and all,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. But this one is interesting due to things like the glitches. The game is shown to be rather buggy and glitchy. So when you run around in the levels, you also see graphical effects to show that the game seems kind of unstable. And the enemies are also partially NPCs that are taken over by bugs and stuff like that. It's partially a kind of eerie scenario. The opening after you start the new game and play the opening movie already shows that, because that shows I think it's pretty much the final moments of the game before it was cancelled, where the in-game character of your co-developer is killed
tell me
in-
it's... Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say that his avatar is just a cat girl. Because if you were going to go there, I was like, I saw
No.
this coming. I saw this coming.
No, it's no, not a
Damn.
cat girl. It's an anime girl, but also has kind of spider legs around her, floating around her. Sort of not directly spider legs, but things that look like them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but what happens is, well, there's a giant monster that kind of, well,
Oh,
you remember
dear.
that scene from Madoka Magica? That's kind of
Oh, no.
shows that shit gets real.
Oh no!
Monster goes nom.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
hmm And this is, well, relatively decent JRPG. The combat system is interesting due to things like you can knock back enemies and knock them into other enemies,
That's
and
cool.
also knock them into other party members,
Uh,
which then knocks them back again. And that can have a kind of domino effect, yeah, like them going there, and each of those hits gives them additional damage.
Okay, that's cool.
So if you do that right, you can finish battles
Just
rather quickly.
Yeah, I can imagine.
cool.
But it also has some interesting, unique things, like you can switch between the game world and the real world and do some stuff there to fix bugs in the game. And due to the bugginess of the game and the scenario, you also can and should save during dialogue,
Ooh.
because there are choices that you can do, and those can result in instant game overs.
Oh, cool.
Gotta love those.
Yeah, but the game does
Yeah.
warn you, so if you don't save, then it's your own fault, kind of.
That's
So that was an interesting entry, and definitely gonna continue playing that one. Then the next one was Labyrinth of Refrain, Cavern of Dusk, an NIS dungeon crawler.
Yeah, I've seen this
Kind
one on
of a
sale on a
roguelike one.
Switch
Mhm.
quite a bit.
It's a nice one. Can recommend it if you're into dungeon crawlers. Has you have to go through a labyrinth, so sort of all kinds of dungeons that in this case the scenario is that regular humans cannot go into that dungeon because of dangerous miasma that would kill them.
Oh,
There has only been a very few people that survived it, and one of them has written a book, and that's essentially where you are or what you are, because your soul at the beginning gets trapped in that book,
ooh.
and the witch that owns the book just throws you in there. Here, go and discover it. Bring me back things.
Results.
Then- And
Okay.
then you can create living puppets out of as your characters, and those are the different classes like close combat, ranged, magician, all kinds of things.
Healer.
At the beginning, you only start with a few, but
Mhm.
collect new ones along the way. That one's quite interesting. Has a bit of a roguelike element, because if your party gets wiped out, you get sent back, but with some penalties, like you lose items and your characters get damaged, which you have to repair.
Oh.
Stuff like that.
Mhm.
That's another one that I'm gonna continue. And then there was what you mentioned, Trails in the Sky. I had a relatively short look into that. Only pretty much did the beginning part, the tutorial, which already takes around an hour.
yeah. Welcome to
get introduced.
JRPGs.
Yeah, and from what I know, that one takes quite a while in general. It's one of the longer titles, as the Trails in the Sky Trails games are in general.
Yeah, I'm a little pissed because I wanted to start.
Mhm.
I wanted to start going through all the Trails games, but I found out that only Trails of the Sky 1 and 2 are technically translated. There is no translation for the third one, as far as I can tell. Because there are
Really?
3 Trails of the
Thought there
Sky
was.
games.
Mm-hmm. I thought there was.
I haven't been able to find it unless I'm looking at a different game, but I can't find a translation for Trails of the Sky 3. Oh, okay, there is a translation patch for the Japanese version for Vita, but I can't find one otherwise.
Okay.
So, unless there is one that I just missed during my searching.
Huh. Interesting, because the PC version, according to the Wikipedia page, got a worldwide release.
For number
That was
3?
localized by Exceed. Yeah, Trails in the Sky, the third.
Okay, then I know where I'll be playing it then.
Subtitle.
Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can.
One
you can
got
get it on
released
Steam.
in 2017.
Alright, well, never mind then.
Apparently.
I'm a dumb.
And we recently got the, was it Cold Steel 4?
Oh my god, these Cold Steel games, they keep they keep coming out. Good lord.
Yeah, although the fourth is the final one from what I know.
Oh, I might actually be able to catch up sometime soon then. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. All right.
Obviously, after that, there's gonna be something else
Yeah, of course.
coming up in terms of Trails
Yeah.
games.
Of course. I'll only be caught up for so long. I acknowledge
Mm.
that. Are you guys ready for
No.
I
one-
still
one
have
thing.
2
Oh.
more.
Yeah.
Entries.
One thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and me too. I forgot something.
Mhm.
But CD, continue.
Okay. First one of those two is I had a short look into the PC version of Castle of Illusion, the remake of the classic game.
How's that?
Quite decent. So very close to the original in terms of the general scenario and the setting of the levels, but they obviously did updates in terms of what the level design is and the boss. No,
Mhm.
so I only fought the first boss so far, but that one was pretty easy. But they did give it more variation in terms of what the boss does in comparison to the old game. That was nice. And finally, I had another short look into Final Fantasy 13. Sorry,
Oh.
that one.
Oh,
Mhm.
really? Really? Hold up. Let me
He dropped the bomb.
really? Huh. Go on. I'm listening.
Continue.
I played it up to the part where they unlock the paradigm system. So essentially, again, the prologue, sort of. Yeah, pretty decent so far. I don't have a big issue with it yet. I mean, sure, it's linear, as people are always saying, but so far the characters seem decent. It's obviously I can see why some people didn't like Snow, for example.
Oh god, he wants to be the hero so fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, he wants to be the hero. Oh Jesus.
But I kind of can understand his reasoning, because I mean, Sarah just got turned into a bit of a crystal statue.
Yeah, it's I get it. Like, yeah, like you get why he is the way he is.
Mhm.
That doesn't always make
Yeah,
it better, but
but you see that he fucks up a little at the beginning, which understandable why Hope is not too fond of him.
oh, it gets better. Don't worry.
I can imagine.
It gets better. Or worse, depending on your perspective.
Yeah.
We'll see about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Gonna be interesting how that one continues, because certainly there's a lot to explain in terms of the story and all. Gonna be interesting what the game does.
Yeah.
All right, that was my list. Now, Jennifer.
Yeah, I kind of forgot.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, I've heard about this one.
Laguna.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It has a cool inlay actually. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's really nice.
That's really
Yeah.
really nice. The box art is really cool, and I can understand people still going digital.
Rice is might.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta say, it's gorgeous looking.
Mm-hmm.
What's that look?
Yes.
Good lord.
But
Yes.
the characters, Sakuna, which you can see here, is a little bitch. She is, she's a goddess, and she really pushes that. She's always, the other random guys that you see here on the cover are human, and she always pushes them, a little bit around, and it's just like, well, I'm a goddess, and why do I have to do this? And she basically fucked up at the beginning and gets banned on an island with demons roaming around and has to provide for the humans and herself by growing rice. And in general, that kind of thing is interesting. I like the approach, but the overall pace and how they did the things they do is a little bit hard. They kind of throw you into that whole, well, you gotta grow your own shit until and do and whatever kind of stuff, and they are just like, well, we are Marvelous, you know our games, you kind of know what you expect, but since it's a little bit different than the farming games that you are probably had been coming around, they don't do a really good job in explaining everything, and I was just like planting the rice, and after that I got my validation. It was just like too far away, and I was just like, okay, cool, but I don't know how, because you never taught me. Actually, you can, if you want to, let the random guys do stuff for you. They can actually do all your chores, and you can go out and explore the area, fight against enemies and anything, but it doesn't benefit you in the end, because you only get to improve your skill level, where you get better and get more assistance, like I said, how to plant the rice properly so it's not too far away. You only obtain by you doing it yourself, so you're kind of leveling up your individual skill by doing the stuff yourself, but it's just a little bit inconvenient and a little bit inefficient if they do it like this and don't provide you with a better guideline at the beginning. So that was a bit frustrating, and I tried to do a little bit better in year 2, but that wasn't too much of a motivator to play this game more than this, or even this, So we'll see about that. The first impression was good, but at some point not as positive or as happy as I hoped it would be. It made me feel whatever. No, we'll see about that. I'm going to play it a little longer and then keep you guys updated the next year what I think about it.
Seem to have a tendency of playing games with fucked up or screwed up characters.
They're just coming to me, I don't know.
I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. But that's okay. That's alright.
It's all rice, you mean?
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
I'm going to turn a blind eye on that.
Are you okay there, Jennifer? It looks like your eye's kind of twitching. Are you okay?
Twitching, blind, I know.
All right. So, we've done this for a while, right? Like, we've been doing this show for quite a while. Yeah, we get our fair share of, of like weird stories, but like this, it doesn't take the cake. I won't say that. It doesn't completely take the cake, but it takes a good deal of the cake. It doesn't leave a lot left for me.
Takes a few slices.
Takes a few slices.
Yeah.
So let's jump on in. 1 sec. Oh, nope, that did not do what I thought it was gonna do. Okay, never mind. Twitch removes blind playthrough tag after disability criticism. Okay. That's a thing. Let me just read a little bit more for you all. Blind playthrough was meant to be applied to first-time runs through games frequently with the implication that streamers didn't want the chat spoiling key story elements or trying to backseat games. Streamers and other content creators use the term pretty frequently. Recently, however, Twitch removed the blind playthrough tag following concerns about ableist language. Yeah. All right. I didn't realize we were going complete speech control, Twitch. Congratulations. I never really thought the term blind playthrough was somehow a slight against people who can't see. I don't think there's anybody who's ever thought the idea of a blind playthrough was therefore something against someone who is blind. I would like to know who these people are, actually. I would like to know them. I do. I want to have a conversation because I would like to know which blind people hear the phrase blind playthrough and subsequently go, huh, that's a bit insulting. That's a bit insulting. And I want to bring up some follow-up tweets about this, about this little bit from Steven Spohn. I can't pronounce his name. Let's see here. Great question. Let me see. Where is it? Oh. I'd like you to do me a favor. Use your phone / a notebook to keep track of the number of times you use ableist language in the conversation this week. Lame, blind to criticism, falling on deaf ears, don't be a spaz, retarded. Then ask yourself, what was I trying to say? You'd be surprised. Okay, look. Hold on. Jennifer just yeets herself out the call. Jennifer yeets herself right out of the call. Well, congratulations.
That's enough for me.
Congratulations. Congratulations, CD. You yeeted one member out the call immediately.
Well, that table has been flipped.
Okay. Couple of things. When was the last time someone used the word lame in its definition where it'd be used as ableist speech with that connotation? Like, I haven't heard someone say this person is lame in that regard. Ever? Have you, like, in your lifetime ever heard it used in that particular context? Seriously? Like, I know what the word originally used to mean. Like, you know, I've never heard it used that way, though. Not in the last, I don't know, couple of decades. Maybe if it's like an older person using it, but I've never heard it. And it's interesting that they didn't have the word dumb on here, as that's a word for someone who is also mute. So, excuse me, like, how are you not going to have that one? That's the lowest hanging fruit you could possibly pick.
They kind of forgot about it, probably. While they were brainstorming, it's just like, which one?
Don't falling on deaf ears. I mean, that's a figure of speech. I don't understand how that's... And okay, first off, and then like retarded. Most people realize maybe don't use that by default. I think the feeling towards that has kind of changed over the last decade or so. People generally don't typically go there, but I get that one. But yeah, blind to criticism. What? But why? Like, what purpose do you serve here? This doesn't make any sense. If you get a parking ticket and you say that's lame, what you actually meant was that sucks. If you die in a video game and yell that was retarded, what you actually meant was that was bad.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. Cool.
People just want to be offended over
Like,
lame stuff.
but, like, why? Language exists for a reason.
Yeah.
There's
And
no
it's
need
just-
for this.
It kind of feels like, oh my god, what we have to do something. Someone has to talk about us. COVID is kind of stealing our thunder. We have to be in the press again. We have to be on
Yeah.
Twitter. It kind of
Like
feels
one
like
of the tweet replies says, it shows in a screen cap what Twitch could have done to support visually impaired peeps. Added a second audio track for chat text-to-speech, chat text and
Yeah.
emote size settings, bold high contrast themes. What they did, removed the blind playthrough tag.
Yeah,
Great work.
Yeah, like, if someone's actually visually the fuck impaired and has a hard time watching a stream, I'm pretty sure the last thing they're gonna fucking care about, let alone be able to see, is that the title of the stream says blind!
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, God!
I
Why?
say I literally don't see the problem with the tag.
Oh, CD, you're gonna get me in so much trouble. Oh, you're gonna get me in so much trouble, CD. You're gonna get me in so
Just
much
turn
trouble.
a blind eye on it.
Oh my God, not you two, please. No, please, not you two. Don't do this. God, alright. Just as we used to say gay when something was bad, using disability terms as an alternate word for a negative situation or feeling is common in today's language. But just as we stop saying gay to mean bad, we can stop saying these words too. Think about the words you choose.
Blind playthrough is not connotating something bad.
Yeah, like,
Where the hell is that coming from?
right, like, if someone, like, back when we were kids and someone said, oh, that shit was gay, like, like, yeah, that was, like, we all know what we fucking meant. Like, yeah, that's why we
Yeah.
stopped doing that shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's why. But if I say this is a blind playthrough,
I don't get it.
how is this necessarily ableist? Because by definition of how it would be defined, when I say a blind play, that means I've never seen the game before.
Yeah,
Right.
it's the first playthrough, and I don't have any second-hand information.
Right. I'm going
I
in.
have no information.
Going in blind.
Going in
Hell,
blind.
military people say, "Oh, I don't have my radar. Guess what? I'm going in blind. I can't fucking see. This isn't like what? No."
I guess they have to say something else, so they get yeeted out of the military. Imagine flying in your plane, your radar is out, your radio, your headquarters. Yeah, I'm flying blind, and the eject seat automatically activates.
Oh, my favorite part of this dude's tweet chain. I'm gonna read this one out. Great question. Blind playthrough or going in blind can easily be replaced by no spoilers playthrough or undiscovered or first if it is your first. A blind playthrough would be to turn your monitor off, and that's not what most of you mean. Oh, like, he's right. he's right, but like it's in the
No.
dumbest way possible.
Yeah.
He's-
Don't say he's right.
I don't
do
I don't
it.
want to give him credit, but like he
Yeah,
has
But you
like a little point. Like he's
no.
he has like a little point. It's not a good
Literally
point.
no one uses it that way.
He's taking it so literally that this line of thinking works. That's the problem, is that I can do
Yeah.
the mental gymnastics necessary to understand.
Also, he's not quite right. What you would do is, like, for example, that speedrunner from AGDQ when he played Punch-Out and use a blindfold.
Oh Jesus! Right, that was actually a blind playthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But would that be okay then?
But that was apparently
Yeah.
Yeah, like, no, would that be okay?
ableist?
Yeah, would that be okay?
okay
Like
to-
if I like put a blindfold over my eyes, can I call it a blind playthrough then? Because I can't see. Is that okay? Like, or are we
Would
just?
that be sort of cultural appropriation?
Oh God! All right. I hate this story. I fucking hate this story so much. This story's so dumb.
That's why
So
it had to be the
dumb.
first one.
I don't.
Yeah. It's a great start.
I don't think, like, oh God, this is dumb. Oh, well, shit! God damn it! Okay, I give up. I don't want
So
to.
you mean we can't talk about it?
I guess not. I guess we can't. How did he miss that word though? Like, of all the words to represent a disability, he missed the word dumb? Like, that's like the easiest one possible. And I'm not even an English major and I know that one. Come on, dude, get with the program. Goodness.
No.
Actually, what is this guy?
What is this?
Able game. Oh, motivational, inspiring Iron Man guy trying to make the world a better place. I mean, if you say so, I'll take your word for it. I'm not. I'll take your word for it. It's just whatever. It's fine. All right. So, thank you, CD, for providing me with that lovely gem for the last episode of the year. Fantastic. You really have our
You're
best. You
welcome.
really have my best interest in mind. Clearly.
Absolutely.
The Game Award and Game Award presenters have been announced.
Yes, that's
And,
coming up in a few days.
I'm gonna be honest. I kind of dig them. I do. Kind of dig them.
A few of them, yeah.
I dig them.
A few.
First of
A
all,
few.
Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Yes.
I'm good. It's good to see Reggie still in the gaming space to
Mhm.
some degree. Please, people, don't ask him about said game. Please, let's not do that, guys. Seriously.
My guess is maybe he'll give us another Smash character announcement.
Oh, that would be great. That would be fantastic. I'd want to see that.
Even
Next
if
up,
he's not in his old position.
next up. Okay, so I gotta state that the next two I'm gonna mention, I'm cool with one. I'm not cool with the other one. I'll go into
Mhm.
why. So next one is
Mhm.
they're adding Gal Gadot and Brie Larson. Now these two ladies are on very different spectrums here of
Yes.
media to some degree. They've kind of been defined by some recent roles they've taken in the superhero universe to some degree.
Mhm.
You know, a little bit. You know, one
Yeah.
was pretty wonderful, and one wasn't such a marvel after all. So,
One played a strong female character, the other one played a plank.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
a piece of cardboard, but fair enough.
Yeah.
A plank of wood is, I think, appropriate there.
Fair enough. I'll take that. And the other one they're bringing, which I don't understand why he's even going to be here, is Stephen A. Smith. I don't understand why
Mhm.
we're inviting this dude to this. He's a sports commentator, and I don't.
I'm guessing that's probably for the sports game award.
I guess I don't like him. I mean, okay, look, I don't like.
The other two in the announcement I get more.
Yeah, yeah. I just,
Troy Baker and Swedish Chef.
Oh shit! Seriously?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm okay with that.
Maybe we'll actually get a Meeper game announcement.
Oh
For
goodness.
serious this time.
I hope so. That'd be great. I'm down with that.
Yeah, that was fun last time.
Swedish chef. You know, if there's anybody more qualified for having decades of TV experience on a syndicated television show that went on for decades, it would be Swedish Chef. He is the most qualified individual here. I'm just saying, the guy's got experience. You know, he worked alongside Gordon Ramsay for many years. You know, he's put his time in. If there's anybody qualified for this, it's Swedish Chef. I'm all about that. Congratulations, sir. You deserve it.
Here's to Untitled Board Game.
Hopefully Benson and Beaker can make it on 1 year at some point as well. I'd like to see them make an appearance. Thank you. So yeah, there's some really interesting individuals that are going to be on this show, on the Game Awards. Some I'm excited about. Maybe one I'm not so excited about. The rest of them I'm pretty like, okay, this could be good. This might be a good show. I might actually watch the highlights. I'm not gonna actually sit down and watch the whole fucking show, mind you. I got better shit to do, but I might watch the highlights. Goodness.
There's certainly gonna be several announcements that might be interesting. So the show is at least good for that.
Yeah, but other than that, I was just smirking a little bit about a comment that someone made on DualShockers. That guy said, "No thanks, I'll be playing Cyberpunk instead of listening to these assheads with no business in game."
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, if I have a choice between watching the Game Awards or playing Cyberpunk,
Natural choice there.
Yeah, natural choice. I'm not watching the Game Awards, tell you that much. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. That's not the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, or even the 18th thing on my list that day. Gonna keep it honest with you.
Or even the 2077th.
Yeah, that too. It certainly won't be the 11th on my list. Let alone the definitive.
The 9 plus 2.
Yeah, the 9 plus 2.
Of course.
So, Dragon Quest S launch sees the original game pulled from being able to be sold. I'm assuming this is primarily from digital platforms, because that's the only place I can imagine you could do it effectively.
Naturally, yeah.
Which seems like a really the new release of Dragon Quest 11S has coincided with the removal of the original game, sticking PC and PlayStation users or players with the downgraded Switch graphics and few options to get the original.
And yeah. And also, you don't get a discount on the S version
of course you
if
don't.
you have the original.
Of course you don't. Why?
Square, obviously.
Because why would they? Why would they ever want to help you out? That's their business. They're not here to help you. So I haven't looked at the definitive version on other platforms. I only own it on Switch, so I'm accustomed to how the Switch looks, right? Because I went in knowing it's a Switch game. So what you're telling me is, I was under the impression that when they brought the S version over to other platforms, that those versions would be running at those consoles ability to play the game with the extra stuff from the version, not downgraded to the Switch.
No, it's just a straight port.
Oh,
they do have the resolution of the native platform, but textures, content, everything is identical to the Switch version.
That's gross. I don't think that's ableist either. I think that's just gross. I'm gonna go on a limb on that one. That's just gross. I don't think that should be a prank. I'm allowed to say that, right? I could say gross still. I think I'm still allowed to say that. I'll look it up later. Oh wait, shit! I can't say that either because I can see. Fuck.
Welcome to Tech Rap.
Damn it! I can
You'll check on that.
I'll I'll check on it later because I can't look. That's ableist. Look. Here's the thing. I would like to understand, generally speaking, what the logic is here, because the only way this makes sense is if Square Enix is self-aware enough to know that the definitive version on other platforms is inferior, and therefore they don't want to risk people finding out and then buying the original one instead digitally. Like, cause that, I don't know, that just doesn't.
Well, in parts it's inferior in terms of the graphics, but in other areas it has quite a few additional quality of life improvements that they brought in. Like, for example, one that I can think of is in the S version, you can call your horse from anywhere. Right? And that you could not do in the original. There, you had to go to certain posts to call your horse.
Huh.
That's one of the things, and some other things that they improved, but apparently there are quite a few friend of mine that's played the S version on the Switch said, yeah, there are quite a few quality of life improvements that make it quite a bit more comfortable to play.
Yeah, I was looking up for the differences just now, and it says that you have an ultra fast battle speed, which is a third battle speed option. Then you have some cutscene changes that you can skip cutscenes right now at any time.
Right, I think you can only do that after the first playthrough or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Original.
Something like that. No, unfortunately it doesn't say here how the original version does it, but yeah. There's also the portable fun size forge. I think yeah, that's the crafting station that you can take with you. Cosmetic only outfits that you can change the appearance of party members without anything else. Yes, in previous versions of Dragon Quest XI and previous Dragon Quest games such as Dragon Quest VIII, changing the appearance of party members required equipping particular items with their own stat values. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Okay.
So you can change them without the penalty of having worse gear, which is that's nice. That's a nice add-on bonus.
Just for the record, before we go any further, the article I wanted to do amend the article. Yeah, the article towards the end says you can still buy the original off the Humble store. No, you can't. It is not there as of the time of recording this. It is no longer available on the Humble store. Only the definitive edition. So they pulled that shit down quick. They weren't fucking around.
Yeah. No surprise there, really. Probably just took a bit for the Humble store system to notice that.
So yeah, this is scummy. I don't like this. This is
it's just dumb.
Yeah, like oh goodness. I just don't get, like, I understand the definitive version is definitive, but why would you put in so little work to bring it over to make that version the official one if you're not gonna like actually make it better across all platforms? Like here's the thing. If you buy a Switch version of a game, you take on the notion that the game might be a little lesser in some categories, visually. You kind of accept that because it's a Switch game. If I buy a PS4 game, however, I am expecting PS4 level visuals. If I buy a PC game, I'm expecting like 3 pages of graphical settings. That's what I go into and expect. You don't give me a game with no graphical settings. That's ridiculous.
And besides everything, I was just screening through the whole article, which listed everything that was, made in as difference. It doesn't really make sense. I mean, okay. I mean, I get it. You're getting the Switch version, like you said, Rezo. It's just like, okay, I can live with not top-notch graphic and visuals and stuff like that, but everything just cut down, even though it's capable of it. Why?
Can't imagine it would have been that hard to port the textures from the one version to the other.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been that difficult. So,
especially not for Square Enix.
Maybe
it would be an indie. Okay, maybe for them.
I mean, it's their game. They made the Switch version, and I'm pretty sure they already had the plan to put that version back on other platforms back then.
Yeah, this is just a shitty story all around. Honestly, I'm not really a fan. I don't really understand. I don't understand the logic behind it. So yeah, that was fun. And I will probably never buy another Dragon. and I'm not buying the new Dragon Age game. But I might still buy the Mass Effect remasters if they do them. Mark Dara and Casey Hudson leave BioWare. Now, here's the thing. Hasn't Casey Hudson left BioWare before? Or was he just taking a break from BioWare to go do something else last time he left? Because he's left before.
I think he's been away before, but I'm not sure about the circumstances and how long.
Yeah, so they're both leaving BioWare. So here's the thing. BioWare hasn't exactly had a very good track record. Dragon Age Inquisition wasn't my cup of tea at all. I didn't really dig that game very much. Mass Effect Andromeda.
Well, we all know how that turned out.
We discussed that.
Yeah, that's a game.
My face is tired from talking about it.
Yeah. And then we had Anthem.
Yeah, that's a whole other bag.
I mean, look, BioWare was never technically perfect. I mean, Dragon Age 2 exists. So you can't be perfect when Dragon Age 2 still exists. That's still a thing. They made that. Remember, folks. No matter how much you want to defend BioWare at their so-called peak still made Dragon Age 2, and that was a dumpster fart, if I've ever seen one or smelled one.
Yeah, I am not sure how much influence Electronic Arts had in that, but yeah.
So
certainly was not a good thing.
I don't necessarily feel like these two dudes, like, people want to put a lot of stock on like who works at the company. And I don't really put that much stock on it, right? Because, like, I don't necessarily feel like one or two people can change an already bad idea. You know what I mean? Like, do I necessarily believe that, like, these handful of dudes could have helped make Anthem a better game? No, I don't. I genuinely don't.
No, Anthem had more problems than that.
Like, that's my point, is I don't genuinely believe that, like, a couple of great people can change an already shit project. Like...
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It can have a big influence overall.
It can make things smoother, but at the end of the day, if the project itself is already trash, I don't necessarily think a couple of people in it are going to make it suddenly. I don't think it's going to take it from being a mediocre game to being a fantastic game. It might just be a mediocre game that doesn't crash as much, as far as I'm concerned. Which, for a few of these games, might not be might be a bigger thing than you think. I don't put a lot of stock in this. I really don't. Like.
That depends, because I mean they are working on the next Dragon Age, but they also were confirmed that they're working on another Mass Effect.
Oh, great, fantastic!
Yeah.
So much for taking a break from Mass Effect. I thought I was hoping we just left the franchise dead. like I was just that's what I wanted. Just like after Andromeda, I'm like, that's it. Just bury it. Don't dig it up again. Let's just let it die. You've
I mean, the team that did Andromeda isn't there anymore, so
yeah, well,
since they closed that part down pretty much.
yeah, well, game that
So-
bad kind of deserves to get close. Game that bad, you kind of had it coming. This is a very qualitative business, people. If you can't make a good quality product, you probably shouldn't be in. You can only get so many strikes before you're just going to go out of business in general.
The people that made Anthem are still there.
You know, justice is not always served equally. Not everyone who should be punished will be punished. That's just the way the world works, unfortunately. Despite how I feel about it.
One could see the fact that they still have to work on Anthem as the punishment.
Are they really? I thought they just.
Yeah, they're still working on Anthem. They're still working on it. They're still working on revamping it. They've invented skill trees.
They created this new means of progressing your character. It's called a skill tree. It's never been done before. Not in
Never heard of it. It's gonna be interesting.
Revolutionary.
Yeah, I've never heard of skill trees. What's this nonsense? This is some new. This is some next generation technology being used to create this. Apparently,
Are we even allowed to call it skill trees anymore? I mean, not everyone has skill. Not everyone can climb. But
goodness. I hate this so much. You started out with the most memeable story. Now it's just never gonna go away. I'm never gonna. It's gonna leave a bad taste in my mouth for the rest of the show.
Is it a foul? Is it a foul taste?
That's one way to say it. I'll give you that much. That's one way to say it. So yeah, I'm not putting a lot of stock on if the company's gonna do well or not without these people. I don't really care all that much. I haven't bought a BioWare game in like so long. Like the last BioWare game I bought was Inquisition. I promise you that ended up right back at GameStop like a week later. So
a whole week.
I was really generous. I gave it a solid almost 10 hours before I was like, nope. Not digging this. This is not my bag. This is way too MMO for me. I don't want to play an MMO. Yeah. It feels too much like an MMO. And it's like, if I want to play an MMO, I don't want to play one offline. That's not why I play an MMO for. So
stuff like that, War Table almost seems like a kind of mobile mechanic.
Yeah, because it is. It is. It's
without the companion app.
Yeah, like I don't know. I've always said I felt like these companies were trying to be more and more MMO-like. I don't understand. Like, I understand why they do it because there's a lot of monetizable bullshit in MMOs that you can really play on and game off of. But it's like I don't think they've caught on that like the reason why those mechanics work in MMOs is because you have more stuff to do. Okay, great example. When you play Final Fantasy 14, the game never stops you from continuing to do fucking quests, right? If I want to get on 14 and level up a new class, I can level that class all day long. I can do quests, I can do dungeons all day long, and there's not a single fucking timer to fucking stop me. Right? There's nothing there to stop me. So like when you create like a single player game that like suddenly like has to stop you from doing shit, it's like, whoa, you're doing too much. You playing our game way too much right now. You're having too much fun. We need you to stop, take a break, come back tomorrow. We'll have more stuff for you to do.
You do too many side quests? Nope.
Does FF14 have something like the rest XP mechanic?
Yes.
Well, that's essentially what that is.
Yeah, but the difference is that like the leveling is still efficient without it. Whereas these games, it's like your leveling is super inefficient without it. It's like any mechanic that exists in a good way in an MMO, they somehow find a way to fuck it up and make it worse. It's like, oh, there's this thing called rest in MMOs, so let's just take that idea, but instead we'll make the non-rest XP super fucking slow, and we'll make the rested XP the normal XP gain.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's how that came to be.
That's perfect.
Because initially they did it the other way around.
Oh.
Yep. World of Warcraft at first did it like after a while you get less XP. Well, I think it was World of Warcraft, but might have been another early MMO, but it was like that you have your standard XP rate, and then over time it goes down. The players did not like that.
Yeah.
So they changed it into the rest XP mechanic.
Yeah, of course they didn't fucking like it.
Which is exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it's a terrible...
Just
terrible
in
idea.
other clothes.
And my whole thing is that if you want to be an MMO, just make a motherfucking MMO. That's the thing. If you want to be an MMO and you want that recurring monetization nonsense that's killing normal games entirely, but like 14, WoW, and other MMOs can still succeed. People still pay to play that, like $14 a month. People play. I still play that for like years now. People will buy into it if you provide a good fucking product. But if you're gonna keep making trash products, well, why would I want to invest? Fallout 76 with your what was that garbage bullshit? $100?
Yeah.
You're gonna fuck you first.
You're gonna charge me off. I'm gonna look. I'm sorry. I'm officially upset. Fallout 76, because you can't charge Bethesda. You do some stupid. All right, Fallout First. That's what it was called.
Yes.
And now I'm starting to come back to me. Now I'm starting to remember.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You should be terrified.
Yeah.
$12.90.
It's too bad that the website doesn't exist anymore.
That's why I was saying, oh no, I can't spend it.
Yeah, too bad.
Yeah, it's $12.99 per month, or it's $99.99 for a year. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even mad at them. I'm more surprised they have the cojones to charge $100. That's a nice that's a nice hefty pair of manly bits. Yeah, manly bits there to charge me $100 for a garbage product. That's good on you, Bethesda. I would like to see the metrics of how many people paid $100. I'm
sure that's been a dozen or so.
I've been told by some of my coworkers who play it that they're like, "Oh no, the game's fine now. The game is they ironed out the game. The game is good."
Is that the first game?
Yeah, they're like the game is fixed. It's good. It's fun. I'm like, is it the? Is it?
Honest question.
I'm pressing X on fixed.
True. Is this their first game, or are they frequently playing other games too?
They are avid PC gamers.
Okay.
Are they playing games other than Bethesda games?
They play a bunch of other games, I promise. My coworker has insisted that after all the patches and all the stuff that they've added to the game has gone from being busted to being a good game, and I am just like, good is subjective. Good is definitely subjective.
Good game.
Good.
I'm pressing X.
So hard.
He really wants to convince me to like buy it. I'm like, I'm not paying money for this. I'm sorry. I have better ways to spend.
I can gift it to you.
I'm not paying money to play this. I'm sorry. I refuse. So that's a thing.
Christmas is coming up, so
You know what? If you give me that for Christmas, I'm just not gonna talk to you anymore. I just don't feel like that's not a Christmas gift that you can give somebody and still be friends with after.
yeah, that's true.
That's a very spiteful Christmas gift. That's
Well,
what
you're the one that wanted to gift it to me.
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna spend money though. It was already gonna be free. So like,
So
I would I'd feel better about doing it that way than like me actually having to spend money on it to give it to you. You see, like that's different. It's different. Like, cause like okay, the other situation is like I now paid money for Fallout 76, right? So I gave them money to then give the game to you. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna give them my money. They don't have that honor. So it has been a long 365, well, almost 365 days. It's been a long year for 2020.
Yeah.
All things considered.
Feels like it would have been longer.
Yeah, this has been a very long year. It's been a long year, all things considered. Inside of gaming and with the rest of the world being on fire. It's always fun. We've covered our fair share of interesting stories. Yeah, I'm gonna say interesting. I'll say interesting. We were gonna talk about 2020 in review for this last segment for the show, and of course, I only have one story that really comes to mind that really sums up 95% of this fucking year, and that is the Kenna and the Spirit Bridge story. I will never let that story go. That story will always be in my heart. That story is fantastic.
95% of your heart.
Yeah, 95. Yeah. He did. Homeboy claims he did 95% of the coding. That's what he said. He said 95% of the work. I will never let that go. If I could interview one guy, I want to interview him, and I'm gonna pull that article up. I'm gonna pull up that one quote and be like, "I need citation, please." I'm gonna need you. Yeah. This article says that you said you did 95% of the work. I kind of need to know. How much will they offer you that was $50,000 less than what you feel like you deserved? How much money were you trying to make? Were you trying to become a CEO? Is that what this was? Because you got to explain yourself to me here. I need to understand. So that was the one. That was that story alone kind of like justified my year for me. I think like overall, it kind of did it for me. That story like single-handedly took over most of my year as far as just being the one time in this show where I'm just like, I fucking love this show. I get to be the cynic and CD can be the optimistic one. I'm the cynic and CD's like, well, Reza, we don't know the whole story. Maybe we shouldn't jump to conclusions.
But also, I mean, why would you be, regardless of any amount that they paid him, why would you be okay to do 95% of the whole work? For a longer time than, I don't know, a week or anything.
I don't even do 95% of the work at my own job, let alone in my day-to-day life. I cut corners as much as I possibly can. Are you kidding me?
You're a little rabbit.
Yeah, that 100% effort turns into like 65 by the time I cut the corners off of it. There ain't much left. Woo! Shit gets real. Now, CD, you listed some top topics here.
Yes. The year started out nicely with Warcraft 3 refunded.
Oh, God. Have they fixed that? I keep on wanting to buy it. Have they fixed it? Is it better?
I have not checked up on it because fuck that.
Yeah.
I feel like you can't have that story without like including Blizzard in its entirety. Like you
No.
can't talk about Warcraft 3
That's
without
why I would not buy it.
like
Simple as that.
you can't talk about Warcraft 3 without talking about like Blizzard in their entirety, from like blocking competitors because they talked about China
Mm-hmm.
to giving different punishments to American players versus actual Chinese players for doing the same exact fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like you can't talk. You know, it's like Blizzard is such a fucked up state of mind. And then like there was, I don't know, was the Overwatch 2 thing this year as well, where like Overwatch 2 is a sequel, but it's also not a sequel because it's backwards compatible.
Last year, because that was BlizzCon. Just like their it's been a difficult time or difficult week or so. They had that announcement.
Right. They're a non-apology apology. Right.
Mhm.
Man, that was.
I wonder if they'll have a speech like that at the next all digital BlizzCon early next year.
Oh, I hope they do. I want to see the CEO on stage try to like apologize for all the stupid shit they've done over the last like couple of years. Like, guys, look, we know we messed up, but this new Diablo game we're working on, it's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be on mobile because you all have phones, right? You all have phones, right? we all have phones, right? CD has a CD's.
I have
CD
here.
CD's phone has faded off into the fucking ether.
Yeah, because it was thinking about that mobile Diablo and it said, nope, I don't want any of that.
You all have phones, right? You all can just whip out your phones and play our new Diablo title on your phone, right? That's
And
what
I do want to.
So that's gonna be the next. That's gonna be one of the games Jennifer reviews, right? The Diablo on mobile phone, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, my bird doesn't agree. My bird's losing her fucking mind behind me. I guess. Shit. I covered you up for a reason.
That comment was so unbelievable that the birds could
like,
not stay quiet.
Okay, now, CD, I'm gonna go out of order on some of these. You list game journos being game journos as being top topics.
Well,
there's way too many of those for me to pick one, though.
Just by quantity, it's been a fun year. Very popcorn heavy.
Oh, very, very, very popcorn heavy. Like that time when was it Kotaku EU shut down and me and Jennifer were like, we should feel bad for you. What? We don't. Yo, the internet was really big on telling people not to be happy that people just lost their job, and I was like, no, I'm still happy. I'm still happy about it. You're not gonna convince me to suddenly like grow a heart for you, Kotaku. I'm sorry. And just for some of you who forgot what kind of bullshit Kotaku has done, I'd like to remind you all of the Persona 5 story where they claimed the word retarded was used in a Persona 5 song without ever actually getting confirmation from Nintendo or fucking Atlas. And then, upon being called out about it, claimed that she was unable to pull the article down because of a database problem.
Mm-hmm. Well, how about not putting the article online
like,
in the
why did you even...
place?
Yeah, like, you didn't have to post... Okay, maybe she had to... Hey, you can't make money off of articles that don't get posted.
Gotta get them clicks.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't make money off of articles that you don't post. So I'm not forgiving you for this, but I will be a little No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I refuse. Fuck you. I'm not understanding of your bullshit.
Good
My-
riddance.
My favorite part was like after she caught all that backlash for just being fucking stupid. She needed to go on a social media break for her mental health, so to speak. Well, you wouldn't have to go on a social media break if you weren't stupid. Turns out, yeah.
Being called out on your bullshit, well, there's a way to avoid that.
Yeah, just don't be stupid. That is easy. This is really easy. Just don't do stupid shit. Like,
It's bullshit.
yeah, if you think about doing stupid shit, don't do it.
Just don't.
Yeah,
It's
just
easy.
don't.
Yeah.
Just
One word. Just don't.
just don't. Another highlight for this year, I can't help but want to talk about that we haven't talked about too much on our show because it's not big newsworthy. It's the PS5 shortages and the scalpers who have been like buying up thousands of PS5s all at once. And like, I don't want to give them credit. Like, I don't want to like give them airtime, but I gotta tell you the truth, CD. And I'm gonna be on the wrong side of history on this one, CD, and you're gonna know I am. I'm on the wrong side of history, but hear me out. I gotta give them credit where credit's due. Like, they are really putting a lot of money that their business plan's not gonna fall through. Like, this is a lot of money put into a venture that you just have to hope people are desperate enough to fall for.
That's true, yeah.
Because, like, here's the thing. I wouldn't be mad about someone reselling a console at, like, a reasonable profit. You know what I mean? Like, reasonable. Like, okay, console's $500. If you sold it for, like, $675, maybe $6. No, like, $575, maybe $6. Okay, I get you. You want to make a little something back. I might not like paying an extra $100, but I'm a little more understanding of that profit margin. It's only $100, so, you know, fine. My favorite is when you see them charge like $1,000 for it, and they give like a BS reason, like, oh, the extra amount I'm charging is because I had to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and click a couple buttons on my computer to order the console.
Yeah. Really hard work.
This
Really
was
hard work.
I had to really struggle to get out of bed last night so I could order this console. So don't come at me with your complaints, losers. Or my favorites are some of the ones who like want to exploit the whole Christmas angle, and it's like, well, you're not going to be able to get your kids this console for Christmas unless you buy it from one of us. Good luck, assholes. We're the only ones in town with the PS5. You're just going to have to pony up. And I'm like, well, if you think so, you putting a lot of money. People are that stupid.
I mean, in that short term, that might be true, but that's the thing with something where you try to control the supply when you're not the one creating the supply.
They're the ones.
The shortages are gonna go away sooner or later.
Yeah,
You better damn hope that people pick up your merchandise. Otherwise, you're not gonna get rid of that at a profit.
No. Their best bet is something I'm looking forward to seeing, because this happens quite often. Is when this happens, you suddenly see a giant influx of these consoles end up at pawn shops and GameStops all at once. Like, all within a span of like a couple of weeks, hundreds of them end up in pawn shops and GameStops because they can't get rid of them. And the thing is, like, GameStop is a weirdly unethical and weirdly ethical company all at the same time. Because, all right, so CD, put yourself in like GameStop shoes. So I need you to be corporate, greedy, and self-fulfilling at all times. This is very important. I need you to be the human embodiment of like Scrooge McDuck.
Mr. Burns.
Right. So let's say someone walks into your store with 5 PS5s and they want to trade in all 5 PS5s all at once. Would you believe that? Would you believe they got them honestly?
Nope. But I still would pay them $10.
I would only pay them $10. I wish GameStop could like adjust how much they pay people based on if they think you're a scalper or not. Well, currently our PS4s are being traded at $100 back to you, so you'll be getting $100 in store credit. Oh, how much in cash? 75.
Cents.
Yeah. Because I would love to see that. That would be great. So yeah, that's the thing. I'm kind of hoping. I can't wait to see that happen when I go into GameStop and see they have tons of PS5s. Because I've seen this happen before. This happened a few years ago with iPhones. Surprisingly enough, there was a deal going on. I think with like Sprint or Verizon, where you could get, if you signed up for a plan, you could get like an iPhone for like $20 or something like that, right? Or a line or whatever. But people were exploiting this and ending up with like dozens of iPhones. What they would do is they would take these iPhones and then sell them to GameStop. And well, GameStop is like I said, they're an opportunistic bunch. And they don't like to hassle themselves with legality of whether or not you're stealing these devices. So we would end up with like people coming in like every week trading in like 5 iPhones every single week. The same people. Like it's the same like handful of people trading in 2 and 3 iPhones a piece. And we
Happens all the time.
And we would like do the background. We would do the serial number check to see if it was shown as stolen. And of course, none of them were, because they weren't stolen. They were assumedly purchased legitimately. But we were also like, we're like, is this wrong? We know they're playing us because we know they didn't spend much on these. We know they're gaming us, but do we take them? Yes, we did.
Yeah, I mean, you're reselling them for a higher price, so you're making a profit on it.
We took every fucking one of them. We failed to sell them, but we took them. I'll tell you that much right now. It did not go over well for us.
Okay.
So
yeah,
you know,
I mean, I guess that's true. Buying an iPhone from GameStop would not be my first
no,
choice.
It wouldn't. There was a few years time when like we were pushing iPhones and iPads really heavy in our store. They gave that up because they realized that people don't want to buy that shit at a GameStop. So they caught on rather quickly. Jennifer, I see you added something here. Little Town Hero Physical Edition as your highlight for the year.
Yeah, highlight. I couldn't really fathom that it would be getting a physical edition somehow, because the game still hasn't the best critique. I mean, many people were praising it, and to be honest, they were just the ones who wanted to get Game Freak's attention and, butter up their asses. Because that game, I mean, it's kind of fun, but it's kind of not. And you gotta put a lot of effort into this kind of game and have to be really determined to actually play it, which I want to say 85% of the people out there don't, because we have so many titles coming out that don't require as much time to put into it. And it feels kind of wrong that kind of game got released physical after I don't know how long it had been out. And it was just as surprising to me as anything else, because honestly, I thought Game Freak wanted to sweep that kind of under the rug,
If I recall, that the physical edition got announced a long time after the game had launched, right? Like,
Yeah.
it didn't get announced. It wasn't like it was announced a couple months later. It was a while after the game came out that we even heard they were getting a physical.
Mhm. Yeah, and when
Dang.
you,
It was from NIS, right?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Did NIS
NIS
do
America,
this?
I think.
I think so. Yeah,
It did the physical, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
Probably why it took that long. Because they probably first went to Nintendo and Nintendo said, no.
Nope.
Yeah. And if you're
Get back
still,
to Pokemon.
yeah, no. And it's probably, in my opinion, a good choice that they didn't. And when you look on Metacritic, the Metascore is 64, which is not that good. User score is a 4.0 based on 159 ratings.
That many? Huh, that's
I
not a
think-
lot.
Yeah, and I think one of them is mine.
What did you give it there?
I think I wasn't about, because I had the whole composition, the art style is kind of cute, and also the music is really good. But I think, let me just pull that.
Because you weren't super happy with the game, right? Like you weren't super
Yeah,
you weren't super wild
few
about
problems. You had a few problems with the combat system as well, from what I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, and it's also super, super frustrating to put a long time and effort into this kind of system, and then just, fail at the end because you get something or made a mistake which comes around and bites you in the ass after 45 minutes of playing. So the final verdict, I think it gave it a 3 out of 5, and that was generous.
Say that seems,
Ooh, and the 3 out of 5 is generous. Yikes, that's not good.
But that puts it around today, yeah. The Metacritic average.
Yeah, it's also, the thing is, it could have been fun, and that's why I gave it a 3 out of 5. I think if I probably would correct it, or if I would do it again, I would probably give it a 2 out of 5. Actually,
This is Command.
revisiting
Great, too.
it. I was revisiting it, I think, 3 months from today, and I was just like, yeah, let's try that again after, because that happens sometimes, at least with me. I'm playing a game, I gotta get distracted because there are so many games coming out. I mean,
Yeah.
so I was just like, okay, I have been able to play it for a long time. Let's go back and try it again. How would I do? Would I grasp that kind of system, the battle system, easily after that? I mean, I put a really good amount of playtime into it, and also, yeah, I did fairly good, I'd say. I hope. But it was just a hassle, and that's just something that you shouldn't do. And also, I still don't understand why there's no demo out. It would have been something that I would welcome, because it's in a new game, and it would have been better in my books if they'd quirk the battle system a little bit in the direction it would be able to perform a little bit faster. Because, yeah, sometimes I was just fighting some random monster for 45 minutes, and I was messing up a little bit, but not as majorly, so I could face a game over. And it was just something that
Imagine that time on Octopath.
Well, it can happen. It can happen.
Okay.
It can happen, and it happened to me, and it's okay, but The thing is, it's not because
With
you
a
have to.
quote-unquote trash mob.
The thing is, it isn't based on Octopath Traveler on you. I mean, if your opponent is strong and kind of has a skill or something that's completely wipes out your whole party in a few turns, okay, well, that's the same kind of thing, but it's not because it's based on luck and your skill set that you have. Imagine you would have something in your party. For example, you have Cyrus, he's the scholar and has no additional job there. Okay, fine. But you have also Olberic there, who is, I don't know, the warrior, and also has, that's giving something powerful, the Apothecary, for example. And you have both of this kind of thing, and this every time you have a new round, their skill set and their attacks are just randomly assigned to new. Which is something that I just can't. It's no.
Yeah,
It's
no.
just no.
Random chance is never good in RPGs. I don't like the idea. Like especially in something like an RPG where like you kind of rely on like numbers as your when you're relying on like math and you suddenly start throwing random chance into it. That's not exactly you kind of count. I kind of count on my attacks doing so much damage, and if it's all random luck based on some random number generator, and my damage just falls in half or some bullshit, like no, I'm not up with that. That's not a
no.
Now, Jennifer, you listed Indivisible on Switch, and I'm happy you listed this one because this was one of my favorites. This is another one of the really good stories on this show.
That was just
surprise.
For those of you, because this podcast will be posted, this particular episode will be on my YouTube channel in video form. Rezo Basso. So look me up on YouTube if you want to check this episode up when it goes live. Of course, it will be
subscribe and like.
Oh Jesus! Stop.
Do it.
You're derailing me. Stop it. Oh goodness. For those of you who did not listen to that episode, this particular story was interesting because the creator or one of the lead developers was just minding his own business one day. He starts getting blown up on Twitter. And there's all these people telling him congratulations for the Switch launch of his new game called Divisible. And he was a little bit confused initially because Divisible was never released on Switch. He never created a Switch.
Like reading.
Yeah.
He never created a Switch version of the game. He had no knowledge of a Switch version of the game. Turns out his game was on Switch. I can only imagine that he subsequently, from what I could tell, went on his Switch, bought the game to see like, okay, my game's on Switch, might as well give it a look. Come to find out, the version on Switch that was available on Switch was a very behind updated version.
Yep, it was rather old in comparison.
It was a rather old build of the game, so I'm sure he was thrilled to see that.
Awesome,
Wait, half of the features we added since release are not in here. What the hell is going on?
I forget how that happened. I think the publisher did something. It was one of the publisher just decided, lol, this is going on Switch.
There you go.
It's like, like, but sir,
you 5 people, you make the port. Here you go, done.
Yeah, make a Switch port of this game. But sir, we're not. Shouldn't the devs do it? Nah, don't worry about them. Like, they can handle it.
Yeah,
It's
I'll text them later.
So it's fine.
Yeah, well, I'll send him an email when we're
I'll
finished.
send him a Switch. I'll send him a Switch DM.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, goodness.
He turns off on his Switch. Ding! Hey, guess what? Your game is on here now.
I kind of wish he found out, like, legit, like more organically, like, he just went on the eShop that day because he's gonna pick something up, and then, like, he sees Divisible on, like, the front fucking page of the Switch eShop, and he's
Yeah.
like,
Game of the
"What?"
day.
Yeah, game of the day. He's like, that's my game. That is
Wait.
that is my
did I
game.
Invisible. I know that from somewhere.
I feel like
Can I approve this?
I feel like I've seen this game somewhere. I don't know. Am I getting money from this? I don't. Am I getting paid for this? Because I don't remember making this version.
Did I make this in my sleep?
I feel like he probably called like somebody in the development studio, like, you know, one of his best buddies in the development studio. He's like, hey, so I turned my Switch. So I turned on my Switch, went to the eShop today. The guy's like, all right, why are you calling me? And he's like, he goes, yeah, Indivisible, our game. He goes, yeah, I know. I hope you make it. Remember? Yeah, it's on Switch. What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's on Switch.
It's what?
No, did we mean it's on Switch? Like someone like modded the Switch to put Indivisible on it? No, it's on the eShop. Like the eShop? Yes, that eShop.
There is
Grab
only
your
one
Switch and
eShop,
look.
so yes.
I love that story. That's
That was so random.
yeah. I think it's so funny just because like I can't imagine a world where the developer doesn't know what platform his game ends up on. That's just
Like, okay.
Yeah, usually you would negotiate on that. Or the publisher would at least tell you in
yeah. Or
advance.
send me a
At least.
text.
At least
FaceTime me. FaceTime me or something.
try.
Yeah,
Try to reach me
like
on the Switch online app.
yeah, like hit me up with a message or something. Google Google
5
message
minutes
me.
before going live, the publisher
the way.
FaceTimes them. Here, I'm pressing the button. It's now
Really?
going live there. Ding!
So
There you
Surprise.
go. Welcome, boy.
so CD, you have
Yes.
listed here the Xbox fridge.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome.
Why? Why is
Why
that?
not?
Why is that listed here, CD? Explain
Oh, come
yourself.
on.
Because it's a freaking Xbox fridge. A meme come
fridge.
true.
Yes.
I
did
guess
A
I guess
400-pound Xbox fridge.
Yeah.
like that's cool, but I kind of like
Literally.
yeah,
Yeah.
goodness. I hope someone like I would love to see someone like actually have that like in their house. Like,
I
in
mean,
their kitchen.
someone won the sweepstakes, so
Oh no.
someone would have to
It
have
wasn't
it.
me.
Oh no. It wasn't.
Me neither.
Are you upset about this, Jennifer? You seem a little upset. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I am.
okay. All right, just checking. I wasn't sure if you were like actually upset. Then again, I shouldn't be too surprised because like Project X Cloud or whatever that thing is called could play like Doom on a fridge.
Yeah.
It was playing Doom.
And that's not the original Doom but Doom 2016 or even Doom Eternal. Which,
Yeah, it
yeah,
was-
that's,
I think that's pretty cool.
That's impressive.
Mhm.
That's something. Oh no, I didn't list on here the show I did on the Rapid Review UK. The show I did an
I'll
episode of
cross
Rapid
over.
Review a few weeks ago where we did a bit
Mhm.
about the console war. And it was I was representing PlayStation, Pete was representing Switch, and
I
someone
did
else was
Xbox.
representing Xbox. And that show went about as well as you can imagine having me and Pete on the same episode together. That look, you can't have me and Pete work together. It doesn't work. We don't work together. We work adjacent.
How long did it take for the Xbox guy to just hide under his table?
The Xbox guy won. What are you talking about?
Wasn't it Kylie actually? Because she is one of the.
No, she was the moderator.
Ah, okay.
No, the Xbox.
Oh,
they got,
probably. Probably
they-
she had a really hard time on Xbox.
Yeah.
the Xbox. The Xbox guy kind of like beat us. It was his.
Her being, I think Halo fangirl and all.
Well, she was always fond of Xbox, and I sympathize with her because I was just like, yeah, Xbox, funny, someone.
I guess.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess I'll support you on that. It's fun.
You're down
CD.
here,
So CD, you have listed no, not the GG Micro. I feel like I feel like you thought I was gonna take this show in a direction, and you were trying to stop me before I did it.
Yes,
A bit.
that was intended to preempt your comment.
Oh well, jokes on you, CD. I wasn't gonna bring up the GG Micro
Ooh.
until now.
Until now.
Since she reminded me that the GG Micro was a thing, because I have no interest in it. That's your thing. I didn't grow up with the Game Gear. You did. That was
Right, that's why you never brought it up since the original story.
It's too good not to bring up, CD. I'm sorry. I have to bring it up.
Yeah.
I guess the bird agrees. I can't argue with the bird on this one. I know. It's fun. You also have listed Mag Talk.
Yes.
The entirety of this series that we've done on this show for a very long time. Looking at old ass fucking gaming magazines. Some in English, many in German. Which results in me needing you guys to translate them.
Some with a bit weird sense of layout.
Yeah.
Color choices.
Yeah, color choices too.
Yeah. Oh yes, color choices. Yeah.
Knowing how to put review scores and reviews together, that seems to be a pretty big problem here.
The last time was really good.
Screenshots, that's also turns out screenshotting in the 80s wasn't the
Yeah, that was
I
art
tell you.
form.
The guys now don't know what they have with their screen capture and stuff like that right now.
Right. I can screenshot anything I like with just a press of a button. Back then you had to pull out a Polaroid a Polaroid camera and take a picture of your Game Boy.
Yeah, Polaroid.
Oh god, I don't want to know what their methods were.
Yeah,
Just regular cameras, and then you have those to develop, and
Exactly.
it takes a while.
And before that, you have to actually complete the whole set of, of film that was inserted in there.
Yeah,
I don't know
unless you
how.
want to waste the rest.
Yeah, I don't know how many you got in one. I think 25 or something like that. I mean, it's
I think it
easy.
depends. There were different sizes there. That
True.
much I remember. But
Yeah.
it's at least something like 10, 15, 20,
Yeah,
several.
or some of them didn't turn out well. Then you have to do it again and stuff like this.
And you just don't know until you have the final picture there.
Fun
You have
story.
No idea.
Fun story.
Mhm.
The grocery store where I work at was one of the last places to still develop normal ass film in store up until about 3 months ago. We still
Wow.
we still developed up until a handful of months ago. You could still bring us an actual roll of photo film and we would develop it for you in store. We don't do
That's
that we don't do that anymore because that shit was old technology is expensive to still use. So
How
Wow.
much did you charge? Do you know that?
We didn't. I'll say this much: what we charged the customer was potatoes compared to what it cost us to actually do it.
Okay, yeah, so no surprise you stopped.
Yeah, no. The cost for us to get like developer and the different chemicals necessary to develop the film was leagues more expensive than what we would ever charge the customer to get those photos developed. We still will do it, but we send it off to get it developed, and then it gets sent back versus us doing it in store, because it was grossly expensive for us to develop photos in store.
Yeah, and with people having less demand of it, it's going to be even more expensive than it had been before.
I was, like I said, I was surprised when I started working there that we still developed actual old-ass fucking film. I was like, wait, we do this? This is a thing? I thought we stopped doing this in the 90s.
Yeah.
They're like,
I
no.
wonder how many people actually took part in that offer?
Quite a few.
Huh.
Wow.
It was quite a few. I mean, like I said, I don't think we did enough business to necessarily offset the cost of the materials necessary to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely in the know of our finances at the store, but I know enough to know that that was at a loss. We lost quite a bit of money on developing film for people. We did not make nearly as much. We also have one of those Kodak stations where you can plug your phone in and like you can print out pictures off your phone. I don't know what the profit margins are on that.
Probably better.
I got to imagine better. I looked up how much a jug of developer costs, and that's an expensive little venture right there.
Can imagine.
I feel like I can't talk about like big stories without just having to bring up Sony in general. Just like all of Sony, not like the PS5, but like all of Sony. Sony's made a lot of really weird, odd choices this year, like deciding to not necessarily give a shit what's successful in Japan. Before like forcing people to go through a separate moderation process before their game can be released on their console, and not tell them what the actual qualifications that are necessary to get your game passed, or making people pay for it as well, which I think is a little silly if you're not going to tell me what the rules are. Weird ass censorship. Need I bring up that ass shot out of DMC5? Yeah, that was so weird. Like that was such a weird ass thing. The fucking censor of all the things.
Yeah.
Of all the things you choose to censor, you'd censor that? That's what about the kids? This is the moment. Yes, what about the kids on a fucking rated M video game that kids can't even actually fucking buy?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or in one other game, I don't know what exactly it was, but it was something like an anime girl in a bikini lying on the floor, and in the Switch version, you had less covering sun rays than in the Sony PlayStation version, which kind of made the Sony version more lewd, because it looked like she might be really naked under there, and with the Nintendo Switch version you saw, that's just some sunlight covering bits, and
that's
she
weird.
Still had clothes on. Which kind of reminded me of that censorship in Fire Emblem. I think Awakening on the 3DS, where one of the shots had a curtain in front of one of the characters, which made it look like as if she doesn't have underpants on when she did.
Oh. Wow. when censorship can somehow be more lewd than just showing what's actually fucking there. That's new. That's interesting. Or what kills me about Sony though is that like Sony does all this shit, but then they put like actual full blown sex scenes in like Last of Us 2. Like, and here's the thing: there was no innuendo in that sex scene. People, they were fucking that. That was the scene. Two people fuck, and that didn't need to be censored. There was no fade to black there.
No, you saw the full upper body naked.
Nobody was like, are they? What are they doing? Are they just hugging each other? No, nobody fucking thought that.
That would be a very weird hug.
Nobody fucking thought that shit. Like, congratulations, Sony. Good job when Nintendo somehow managed to be the more forward-thinking company. I can't believe I have to say that. That right there is the fucking statement of the fucking year. Nintendo is more forward thinking than Sony. That right there is the capstone. That's how we end the show right there. Nintendo is more forward thinking than Sony. Nintendo does not give a fuck if your game has lewd shit in it. Just bring. We don't care. We need games on our console. Bring your game over. Be as lewd as the fuck you want. As long as your game has a fucking ESRB rating. That's all we care about.
How to turn the tables.
Oh god, that's fantastic. Thank you, Sony, for somehow being shit. I don't understand how you did it, Sony.
Gold star, I guess.
We've been handing a lot of those out lately. I don't feel comfortable handing out so many gold stars. Oh, it's Sony. For the record, Sony. I'm only on your side, Sony, because I still like PlayStation 4. All right? Don't think, Sony. Don't think that just because I bought this, that I'm somehow still PlayStation all the way, Sony. You can still fuck this up. You can still fuck this up, Sony. This might be all you get out of me towards your new console. This might be it. I might not buy anything else from you. I might not even buy a PS5. Well, maybe. But you already don't have Yakuza as an exclusive anymore. You don't have Yakuza anymore. You damn sure don't got Disgaea. That's gone. Y'all done fucked that up. Congratulations.
They do still have that on PS4 in Japan, but not outside Japan, interestingly.
You fucked up Disgaea, apparently, so that's not even exclusive. And this brings me back to that podcast I did with Rapid Review, because we were talking about software, and I'm like, I would normally talk about exclusives for Sony, but we fucking lost most of them. Like,
like there is Demon Souls and Horizon.
Spider-Man, I guess.
Horizon's coming up, but yeah, it's still console Sony exclusive. But I'm wondering if when Horizon Forbidden West is gonna come to PC. They even put the first one on GOG, which is a surprise.
Yeah, that's a surprising one to put it on GOG.
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily think Sony would allow. Well, I guess no. I wouldn't think Sony would be okay with it anyways. I feel like Sony would have been like, "Nah, you can."
That's I mean, I welcome that choice, but it was surprising.
Yeah, like that's the thing. It's like Yakuza is no longer like you can play that in Xbox now. You don't need a PlayStation to do that. Disgaea, you can play a good deal of Disgaea games on Switch. You don't even need a PlayStation console to play a good deal of them. You can play 1, 4, and 5. I mean, that's 3 games right there. I mean, so you don't even really need
Persona isn't even Sony exclusive anymore.
Yeah.
Wait.
Persona 4 is on Steam.
Oh, yeah, Persona 4 is on... Yeah, you can play Persona 4 on Steam.
Yeah.
Persona 5 Strikers is going to be on Switch and PS4. So again, not even
in Japan.
not even
out next year in in the West.
Not
probably.
even exclusive software on that front. It's like, yo, as much as people want to give Xbox shit for buying up fucking companies, like Sony has all these great titles that have been loyal to their console, but you've somehow managed to burn away all that goodwill, Sony, in a matter of like 2 years. Congratulations. Great job, fellas. Great job.
It's really sad.
You might find me buying a Monolith and not a router at this point. It's, well,
2001, the Resident Odyssey.
oh goodness. As long as the thing doesn't ask me if I want to play a game or not, I'll be fine.
No.
This does not end well for the humans, everybody. It never ends well for the humans. Well, kids, this is the last episode of the year. We're going on a hiatus for the new year. Hopefully the gaming industry doesn't melt the fuck down while we're gone.
Don't
Well,
jinx
if it does, we'll have a lot to talk about in our first.
First episode 4 hours long.
First episode. First episode. So, the gaming industry's on fire. That's cool. Everything is burning. I'm okay. So before we wrap up this lovely episode, is there any final statements, searing social comments you'd all like to make before we wrap up the caffeinated banter cast for the year 2020?
I can't believe it.
Yeah, I feel similar.
It's weird. Everything. I mean, this is the 100th episode.
Yeah, we've done 100 of these fuckers. That's we've done 100 of them. This
Wow.
I didn't peg us for doing more than 50 initially, so ooh, that contract I signed clearly went a lot further than I thought it did.
Well,
I thought that
See if I can change this on the fly.
I don't think you can, CD. Yeah. That's it. That is it. Thank you. The show is done. That is it.
that's fine.
Yep. There's nothing else that needs to be said. Everybody have a fantastic year. I am your host,
Thank you.
Rezo Basso, and as always, my lovely prinnies, Cold Death and Jennifer. Maybe they'll be back next season. Who knows? I don't know. You don't know. They don't even know. It might just be me and Pete for all they know. They don't even know what I got planned for next season.
Don't anger the Germans. Don't do it.
I will
Just don't.
like you
My
would.
hair.
Oh, like you wouldn't want to watch a show where a caffeinated banter where it's just me and Pete. You know you'd want to watch that. You
No,
would.
Because I'm not in it. And
Fair
Pidu's
enough.
missing too.
Fair enough. Well, everybody, have a fantastic holiday. And for those of you with those new shiny consoles, enjoy your new piece of hardware. And for those of you who get them for Christmas, be happy with your loved ones or fucking parents who bought them for you, because they probably paid more than they're fucking worth. Until then, everybody, we're signing out. Have a fantastic holiday.
See ya.
Bye.
Jesus. It's over. It's over. We can shut the lights off. We can. Oh God. We can.
Oh my God.
This reminds me of that scene out of Dark Knight where Alfred and Bruce are like finished, or like they're getting ready to leave their underground their underground cave, right? When they're about to call it being quits for Batman, and Alfred's like, so what are you gonna do when they finally catch us? And and Bruce is like, what are you talking about? I'm gonna tell them it's all your idea the entire time. I'm throwing you under the bus immediately.
Awesome.
But then, like, I remember, like, one of the greatest things about the original Batman, the animated series, and CD will remember this, is, like, all the times when Alfred tries to claim that he's Batman, because he does it so fucking much. So there'll be moments when, like, Bruce might get exposed, right? For one reason or another, and then Alfred, without skipping a beat, will just walk up and be like, ma'am, I have something I must tell you. I am Batman. And like every time the people he does this to are like, Alfred, I know it's not you. And he goes, damn, I just want someone to believe me just
one more time.
Just once. I want someone to take me seriously when I say I'm Batman. I fucking love it.
Awesome.
I fucking love the anime. There's an entire bit now on IGN about Batman Beyond. The article's called "From Bad Idea to Classic: The Unlikely Origin of the Batman Beyond." And I still stand by. Batman Beyond is probably one of the greatest sequel shows to a cartoon of like all time. The way they set it up is fucking fantastic. And hell, you even they even do you the benefit of like going back and seeing like old villains and where they are now. Like Bane's fucking comatose in a fucking hospital from all the fucking venom he did all those years.
They did a great send up for Mr. Freeze.
Far
better than the
comics. I felt bad for Mr. Freeze though. Fuck, that was tragic and sad. He's like, well, I can't do anything but be a villain. Fuck. Just I guess I'll just die here. Got nothing else to do with my life anymore. Being a villain ain't gonna pay the bills.
And they gave us a great quote. Who are you? Here's a hint. You killed my father. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
You killed my father. That's a long list of people, my friend. That's a long list of people. I've killed a lot of people's daddies. You're gonna have to help me out with that a little bit. So Jennifer, I have been playing some Octopath. I know. I was working on trying to unlock some of those special classes, you know, those extra classes. You
probably started with the hardest of the four, huh?
I think I did, because that fight was rough. I didn't beat it. It beat the fuck out of me. Turns out, like, I looked up online. I looked up on YouTube because I'm like, well, people done this. Like, there must be some kind of trick. No, everyone just cheeses the fuck out of all of these bosses. Nobody beats them fairly. Everybody openly admits, oh no, don't put that much work into it. Here's a cheese strat to win. I'm like, well, cool, but maybe I don't want to cheese the fucking video game.
Yeah, and I won't.
Like,
I won't do that.
I mean, like, I've gotten through the 8 stories, fucking barely. Oberic's final boss is a fucking pain in the ass. Need I bring up Ophelia's? Yeah, Ophelia's final boss is a fucking nightmare. Oh, CD, in case you don't know, Ophelia's final boss literally just disables skills.
Yep.
Oh.
Partway through the fight, he just says, lol, no skills. And you can't, like, get your skills back. That's just it. You just don't have skills. You're just...
Yeah, and the problem is that she heavily relies on skills. And you have to have her in her party.
Yeah,
you can't switch her out.
Yeah, if you're doing her story, she has to be in your team, obviously. So... one character is now just useless.
And
that sounds
I
fun.
had my difficulty setting to I never switch out Cyrus, which bit me in the ass and that kind of shit.
Oh yeah, because Cyrus is all caster, and unless you made Cyrus into like a melee person, but why would you do that? Why would you make Cyrus a melee user?
Yeah, and even then, he isn't as skillful as the other ones. He never would reach the
But
skill and the thing that Ulrich, for example, does, or Alfin. Alfin can be a powerhouse if you give him.
That's the surprising thing about that character.
At some point in the early stages, he made more damage than Ulrich, and everyone on my team did. And I was just like, "Ooh, Alfin! Wow!" He can be a beast with the right amount of skills that you can give him, or the equipment. Obviously, it's wow, awesome.
So yeah, I'll try to do that. I'll try to get these extra classes, and maybe I'll set myself up to do that super duper final boss. I don't think I'm ever going to beat him, because like having watched like a solo character playthrough of like someone beating, like I think it was like Therion. They were able to beat Therion's story with Therion by himself at low level.
Yeah.
Yo, it's disgusting. It's disgusting how good these people are at this fucking game. Oh my good lord. Is the game even fun for you anymore? Do you even know what fun looks like?
Yeah.
Because I certainly don't after watching you destroy this fucking poor video game in front of me. God knows. But so yes, I went back to Octopath. That's
cool.
Logged another like 10 hours into it. So you know,
I think out of the three, and either the Starseer or the Sorcerer is the easiest to obtain, and I think War Master was the hardest.
Really? Oh,
I think.
Well, I guess
And
I know.
of course, I started with the War Master, and I was just like, oh, swept away. Okay, let's try the Rune Lord next. Okay.
I'll just
Starseer, maybe. I think I was able to either Starseer or Sorcerer put down in the yellow or even the red kind of range, but then within 2 turns, okay, bye. Nope.
Yeah, no, the game is brutal like that. Like,
oh no.
like,
no.
like there were way too many boss fights where I get the boss down to red and I'm like, oh, I'm about to win, and then the boss pulls some bullshit out on you and just kills you outright.
Yeah.
It's like lol, I'm red. Guess what? I get 4 rounds a turn. Have fun.